Even the couple times a week, it's awesome. It's hard to establish a quiet altar family time. It's hard. It's hard for every family to start this out, especially with young children. But you must insist on it. Young children can be taught to sit quietly. 3-year-olds can be taught to sit there and wait till daddy's done. You can. It may take a couple discipline times, and you're just going to have to go through that. But after a couple of times, you can. 2-year-olds can sit on mommy's lap. Infants can be held. Your children ought not be allowed to roll their eyes and moan and have some kind of boring attitudes about it. Make it fun. Make it fun. You don't have to have a doctrinal... man, I would get bored as a gourd if my dad had some kind of doctrinal exposition that lasted for 30 minutes. Make it last for 10 minutes and make it fun. Ask questions. Give out candy. Give out money. But do something. Make it upbeat and make it fun. They can only get as excited about it as you get excited about it. You don't have to prepare for 40 hours. Take a chapter and read a few verses a night. Talk about what's that mean. That will do wonders. Come to God with your family requests. If God is going to be the contractor of your home, you must appeal to Him as a family all the time. Lead your children by praying with them over all the issues. Make God a centerpiece of your home. When we first came here, my children gave up their friends, and they were brokenhearted at losing friends. And we prayed for several years that God would give them friends, and now they have many. And they know that God can be answered. We prayed together that God would give them friends. My Andrew lost a collector's baseball card a couple of years ago, and for months and months we looked and we couldn't be found anywhere. So we stopped and we said, well, we haven't really prayed about this. And as a family, we prayed about this thing. It was only the next day or the day after that card showed up in the back of our recliner down at the bottom where you take the Velcro off. Some of you have recliners like that. And it was down in there. You say, why were you down in that recliner? I don't know. Okay? But I found the card and we prayed for it and God answered and showed my Andrew that God can be prayed to. Our children have prayed and wept with us over the sale and purchase of homes, the death of people in our church, the future of the building. We must teach our family that God is the biggest factor in our lives for our future, for change, for direction. God is the builder and must be talked to together as a family. And we can get on our knees and pray over the little and the big things as a family. There are other factors about God building your home, but these are some of the biggest. If you ignore these, you are building in vain. You're a city that's overrun. I will not take the time because my time is way gone. But if you'll notice in verse number 2, it talks about that it's silly for you to worry about building your family. And that only comes on the heels of verse number 1 when you're letting the Lord build it. It's silly. You don't have to stay up late. You don't have to get up early in the morning, worrying, when you will do it God's way. The last 3 verses, I'll simply read them and we'll be done. Lo, children are an heritage of the Lord, and the fruit of the womb is His reward. As arrows are in the hand of a mighty man, so are children of the youth. Happy is the man that hath his quiver full of them. They shall not be ashamed, but they shall speak with the enemies of the gate. Do you know when you allow God to build your home that your children are of a great advantage to you personally? In the area of respect and authority, they are like a man, a warrior who has arrows, an archer, and those arrows are like children, and they're like weapons, and they're like influence of ministry, and they're like respect. And when others see your godly home, it gives you the opportunity to minister to them, just like an archer who would pick arrows out of his quiver and shoot them. And what a blessing your family can be if you allow your home to be built by the Lord. Verse 5 says that a man that has allowed God to build his home is a happy man. His happiness grows with added children to that God-built home. Like many arrows in the quiver of an archer, his many children under control and respect and led in the ways of the Lord give him respect and influence and power, even to those who don't like him, his enemies. His well-reared children give him certain good status and respect and influence. And I ask you tonight as we close, very introspectively, are you spinning your wheels? It's no question, even the guy in verse number 1 who was laboring to build his house, he had the right motive, but he was doing the wrong things. He was worrying and trying all these things, but he wasn't following God's simple instructions in the Word. Are you spinning your wheels with concern, methods, activity, words, whatever? Are you allowing the Lord to build your home by marrying in His will, by maintaining proper roles, by obeying Him in your house, and coming to Him in worship as a family? Except the Lord build the house, they labor in vain that build it.